Hello there, Internet, MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys. Today, I went with the full name because yesterday was Legends of Runeterra's birthday. The anniversary, which I completely missed, like that one negligent boyfriend slash father that just is never there. I did not upload yesterday when it was exactly the anniversary of Legends of Runeterra. It was purely a coincidence, is my excuse. Whether you want to believe that or not is honestly entirely up to you. I'm really excited about these, especially the KHAHIRI emote. Why not? I'm going to tease it. Tomorrow's video will feature KHAHIRI, so I'm very excited for this emote. But the problem is I won't have it for the actual video because I'm going to record it today, so I cried every time. God damn it. Anyways, today we have a dope-ass deck, ladies and gentlemen. Today's deck is one of the decks that I've worked on the most in a while. Like, I spent all day yesterday tweaking and optimizing several concepts until I found a list that I was very happy with. Now, keep in mind, this is not a competitive deck. This is not a deck to climb ranked with because this deck, unfortunately, is not consistent. But it is incredibly fun, it's super rewarding, and honestly, it's also very creative, and I'm very proud of it. And I think you guys are going to enjoy it because I think today's video is pretty damn fun. And I mean, today's video is sick. Like, the games are, I'm not going to act humble. Like, today's games are just ridiculous. And I think you guys are going to enjoy some Teferi action, as I call him, aka KHAHIRI, who is honestly one of the biggest Teferi ripoffs I've seen in my life. Regardless, he looks dope as hell, and I've been wanting to build a deck around him ever since he came out. The problem is, KHAHIRI is just kind of not very good. You know, in fact, he's pretty terrible. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. He's a pretty bad card. There's a reason why nobody's really playing the card, but there is a potential strategy that can enable you to snowball him, right? And this deck is what that is all about. So let me explain what this region combination and these cards are here to do, because at first glance, it seems a little bit bizarre, right? But the more you look into it, the more it makes sense. So KHAHIRI is a 6-drop that says, well, first of all, he has the fearsome mechanic, and he says, when I'm summoned, create a copy of me in your deck. When you see me in a prediction, grant all allied copies of me everywhere, +2/+2. One of the downsides to KHAHIRI is that there's not enough prediction synergy going on right now. KHAHIRI could potentially become good, decent, in the future as they release more cards from Shurima. I think it's one of those cards that could actually become pretty cool in that sense. But I'm very impatient, right? I want to try out some KHAHIRI, some pre-KHAHIRI, let's go with that. And I tried all sorts of different ideas. I started off with like this very dull Demacia. I put my BBG glasses on and I just played KHAHIRI with Demacia and strike spells, you know, just good units and strike spells. And that did okay, but was actually worse than any other mid-range deck that I played in a while. So it wasn't really good. It was boring, and there wasn't much of a reason to play KHAHIRI in that deck at all. Like, I was just playing him for reasons, right? And then I realized, you know what? What if I could make a bazillion copies of KHAHIRI, and what if I could make it so that I could predict multiple KHAHIRIs and then just snowball the value gain, right? What can allow me to do that? And of course, that's when I thought about Piltover, as we have access to counterfeit copies. Counterfeit copies allows us to pick KHAHIRI in our hand and create 4 exact copies of it in our deck. By doing this, when we go for predictions, the odds of us predicting KHAHIRI increase significantly, and the odds of us predicting multiple KHAHIRIs are also a thing. You know, I'm gonna go with that. They're not like very likely, but the more KHAHIRIs you make, the more likely it'll happen. I've had triple, like when you reveal a triple KHAHIRI, it's +6/+6 to all KHAHIRIs, right? So the idea is we have a mid-range deck with prediction synergy. We have the Ancient Preparations, the Aspiring Chronomancer, and the Psy Scout, which are basically the only cards that predict in the game as of right now. This is what I'm talking about, not enough synergy as of now, but it is enough. It is enough to make the deck work. And we also have KHAHIRI the Student, aka Baby KHAHIRI, who is a 3-mana 4/4. So the old Badger Bear in Shurima, who helps us basically chump block and deal with aggressive board states early on, as we can make use of his stat line to trade and attack and either deal damage against control decks or defend a little bit against aggro. Then we have a full set of Shady character. Now that I'm going Piltover, I'm looking into other options, other tools that Piltover can provide so that I can benefit from this strategy. And Shady Character is an amazing tool for this deck because we can use it, yes, onto KHAHIRI. We can have a 4-mana KHAHIRI, effectively. Copy it, and therefore, on turn 8, for example, I can play 2 Shady Characters, and I can have 2 KHAHIRIs on the board. So with all these KHAHIRIs on the board growing, and like, imagine we've done everything we need to do, right? We've made it so that we have the board filled with thick-ass KHAHIRIs, 12-12s, right? But our opponent still has a lot of blockers on the board. Well, that is what Spiritfire is for. Spiritfire is both our failsafe against pretty much anything aggressive, but especially decks that spread out very, very wide. And it's also our potential finisher. We can use Spiritfire to reduce the power of our opposing units, and therefore get a free attack with our fearsome KHAHIRIs and one-shot the opponent. That's what we're trying to do with this deck. It sounds awesome, right? I mean, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you're just the most boring person on the planet. But for me, this is a really, really cool concept that I definitely wanted to explore on. And I spent a lot of hours trying to make it as consistent as possible. And this is what I ended up with. We have Mystic Shot alongside Thermogenic Beam to allow us to remove units earlier on. Iterative Improvement is another tool from Piltover and Zon that's really good in this deck, as we mainly use it on, not on KHAHIRI, not on KHAHIRI actually. We use it on the Predict units. We use it on the Aspiring Chronomancer and on the Sai Scout. But we can also potentially use it on a Shady Character, for example. It's very flexible, but mainly it's to make it so that we don't run out of predictors, right? I just wish I had like another unit that predicts in this deck. It would be so much better because sometimes I have everything going on, but then I don't have any units to predict with. You know, I just don't draw them. And yeah, I cry every time. So like I said, if you're trying to climb ladder, or if you want a deck that like wins consistently, again, I feel like I have to say this because every time I upload a mean deck or a fun deck, I have people who get very angry. It's like, I thought I was going to win with this deck, and I went 0-5. Unsubscribed. Well, fuck, man. What do you want from me? Like, do you want fun decks, or do you just want me to play meta decks all the time? You know, I'm not a wizard. I can't make every deck under the sun viable on a consistent basis. I can do my best to make it as viable as it can be in its current state. And that's what we're talking about with here. I got really excited at one point. I even tweeted about it because I won 4 games in a row in Masters with it. And that's like, that's great, you know, for a deck like this, that's great. And I thought, ooh, maybe this is legit. No. But it's very fun. And like I said, I got all sorts of different matchups for you guys today. I played a lot of it on Masters, and I'm really, really happy with the gameplay that I got in store for you. And that's where I'll leave it at. Quicksand is our own version of Hush, which can help us against elusive units as well. While Sai Scout, you know, we do have just enough. We have like 6 total landmarks, so we do have the potential of granting our elusive as well, but in most cases she's just the worst version of Aspiring Chronomancer, really. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, fish, I gotta stop saying that. That is the deck list right there. Hopefully you enjoyed the games. Put a lot of work in today's video, and yeah, let me know what you think. Have a solid day. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, here we go. This is a really good matchup that I definitely took in mind when designing this. I'm so excited to play this deck, oh my god. Okay, we're gonna mulligan away the KHAHIRI, and we're gonna mulligan away the Mystic Shot as well. We want 1 KHAHIRI in hand though, because if we draw into counterfeit copies, beautiful. Beautiful! We can start trying to buff KHAHIRI. KHAHIRI is a very natural counter to the Watcher, because once the Watcher obliterates our deck, we can play KHAHIRI and just, you know, every time we play KHAHIRI, we get to put another KHAHIRI in our deck, so he'll never be able to deck us out that way. I also like seeing the Shady Character, though I do want some Rite of Negation backup in this matchup for that. I think it's fine to go for the Preservarium here. I don't need to be carrying over my spell mana. Nice. I love seeing this. Good stuff.
You can see the Demacian border from here.
Alright. Now we have one spell mana that we carried over. We can go for the counterfeit copies onto KHAHIRI, get 4 copies of him in the deck, and then start predicting. We only have 1 predict unit here, but we do have... It's fine. Nice. Very nice. I like the Sai Scout again. I could have gotten the landmark to get the elusive, but I don't really care too much about that. I'd rather make sure that I have more predicts. Nice. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna play you immediately. And we hit him again! We hit him again. I think KHAHIRI, the student, is good here.
Oh, but let me have a look here.
Allows me to... Oh, we're gonna pass here. We're making burn all that mana. We're not in a huge hurry ourselves.
The trolls are going to war!
Our vision for the future has never been clearer.
I'll knock 'em dead.
I want to keep my KHAHIRI with protection here, so I'm gonna do this.
I'll check for their side.
Eyes blazing bright as torches.
I'm gonna attack.
Nothing's tougher than a troll.
Trundle only really like kills one.
Bar the doors.
We get some damage on him.
Light the signal fire.
And if my opponent were to want to go for like an avalanche or something, I can Mystic Shot away the Trundle. Okay. In that case, we just do nothing. Now we can play KHAHIRI.
Can't handle a little cold. You're in my kingdom now.
He's got 8 mana. Let me actually pick up, you know, I'm going to take advantage of my opponent playing meta decks. And I'm going to get access to what they're playing to try to take advantage of said knowledge, you know? That's what you get for playing what everybody else is playing. Alright. So, Vengeance, for 8 mana, Vengeance is a thing, and very little, yeah, the deck is very linear in that sense. Very predictable. Okay.
I wouldn't be so eager to rush in, KHAHIRI. Even I'm telling me to wait? Oh, you're all impossible.
We could see a scenario in which our opponent goes for a Fading Memories. Okay, cool story, bro. Really?
I've seen it all.
Getting rid of Trundle is nice. That's 7 damage. It's probably better, right? Yeah. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna try to see if we can find KHAHIRI. Yes, yes. So we can buff him out of range from like Avalanche and the likes. We'll take the Preservarium.
What did you learn? I can say I got some very hands-on research done.
We want to keep that Red Negation open.
If they're out there, I'll spot them.
Who am I?
Who are you? Yeah, no, no, no.
Someone help!
Bam!
No more wasting time.
Damn.
I'll knock 'em dead. This is gonna be fun.
It's not safe.
This man's really trying.
You want to see how it works? The tech's out of this world.
This man really tried to kill me.
Alert the village.
Nice.
I'm back. It's so good to see you again.
My dear friend, you weren't gone long, but I worried every second.
More than mortal. I am iceborn.
Alright.
I will bury the world in ice.
Even the void couldn't stop me.
Foolish child.
Show me that vengeance. Oh, okay.
These are troll lands.
Listen to me.
I don't even know what to say. That was like, I don't think I've had a climax in a game like that. It literally left me speechless. Round 2. What's with that name, dude? Alright, so we're gonna keep the Mystic Shot. KHAHIRI is nice and all, but Spirit Fire is very important. I think as long as we have Spirit Fire, I'm gonna mulligan like this. I'm facing aggro, so I need to do my best to. Our Spirit Fire won't be like available until like turn 5, so we do need some earlier plays. Mystic Shot is nice. Hopefully, like turn 1 Zana Yurkin into. I am really regretting choosing you, Von Jip. Von Jip, I'm gonna replace you. God, I like you, but you're so noisy, man. Our opponent really pondering
I have my orders.
the heavy intricacies of, turn 1.
In position. Boom.
Turn 1 for aggro this card is a very, very serious business. It's very hard. Very tough on the brain. For the main event. Very nice.
We can always rely on you to keep us safe.
Time for the money makers.
Rest shot. Down to 12, not ideal. We do have KHAHIRI enabled now, though.
You're making that worried face that you make. I am worried about portals, paradoxes, time skips, the void.
Believe it or not, Right of Negation actually may have utility in this matchup.
Rules are made to be broken. Like buildings for people.
You should try blinking sometime.
Sure. I'll gladly trade those two. Means he must have another Jinx in hand. This is a turn where we can Spirit Fire. So depending on what they do, like they could try to go wide.
Rules are made to be broken.
No.
Like buildings for people.
You should try blinking sometime.
We keep hitting him, and that's great. I'm gonna ancient preparations.
I don't want to eat whatever woke you up. It's not safe.
Get knocked the fuck out! Bad. That's 2 Jinxes down. That's huge. Jinx is like the biggest threat. Alright, KHAHIRI! I choose you!
It's so good to see you again.
My dear friend, you weren't gone long, but I worried every second.
My dear friend, you're fucking huge! What happened? KHAHIRI became a man. Ah, okay, he's just getting desperate.
The weapon and I are one.
Got an axe with your name on it. Draven down.
I salute you.
Weak ass little bitch. Woo! We play KHAHIRI first, and then we ancient preparations.
What's the weapon?
No. Never mind. He's really desperate, but no. We do not let that happen. Fuck yeah. Now, next turn we have 7 mana, which means we can't do that and that. But I'll take Theater of Improvement. We still have the Mystic Shot. Bam, bam, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Another me? The sisters did warn us.
Ba-da-dum.
The answer is here somewhere.
Okay.
What science without legal risk?
No more wasting time.
Stay away from that switch.
Okay, he's gonna block it to those.
Question.
Explosives primed.
We could even use Spirit Fire. Oh, now I was gonna say we could use Spirit Fire as a finisher.
Rock got me good.
If it doesn't choose to attack, it doesn't matter. I can wait one more turn. Well, let's try.
We can always rely on you to keep us safe.
The weapon and I are one.
And now we try to go for the kill. Get excited, could kill this KHAHIRI. Got him! Oh, that was good. That was great. Oh man, I was thinking. I was just convinced that my opponent had to get excited. Like you always have to put yourself in the worst position, right? So I wanted to make sure that I could play a bit because I was thinking about using the counterfeit copies on my KHAHIRI, but ultimately I was just like, you know what? I may actually kill him here. If he does have to get excited, he has to discard something from his hand as well. And you know, they could still have vision. There's a lot of things that they could have potentially, but to enable a blocker as well. but I get to wipe their board regardless. So yeah, that's the idea with the triple Spirit Fire, and that's how we handle strategies that spread out so wide, right? Not bad. Round 3. Nocturne, the deck that we use to reach Masters. This could be a scary one. Spirit Fire is really important here. We're gonna keep it. I like the Ancient Preparations and the Preservarium as well. I'm gonna keep this hand. I don't necessarily have to Ancient Preparations immediately. It depends on what I draw here.
If only a fool would enter battle like a prince.
I think I do need to though, because I have to stay alive before anything. Okay, let's take the Aspiring Chronomancer.
No more hiding.
Because we need that blocker for next turn. And I want to cycle through my deck as well. I'm gonna skip because I want to increase my chances of drawing into KHAHIRI. Okay, that's a bit of a nuisance. Are we gonna take that much damage? Yeah, I think we have to. Well, I can always. No. We gotta stay healthy. But the problem is, like, if I need this for KHAHIRI. Yes.
Nari, rise.
Taking more damage this way, but I'm also enabling the Spirit Fire.
I will find a future for Aggro.
Yes. This is a very important turn because it really depends on what they do. Because I could go for Spirit Fire, but if he just goes with his attack, I won't. If he just passes here, then I'll just pass back. Like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, he needs to attack. Yeah, just pass. Just do whatever you want, dude. Like, if you're not gonna attack me, you just give me time.
Be cautious, KHAHIRI. We don't know what to expect.
You worry too much. I'll be fine.
Mother Moon veil.
Yeah, I think we taken too much. I mean, he played that turn really well.
Find your path.
He played that turn really well. He put me in a situation in which maybe the Spirit Fire was a mistake. Honestly, in hindsight, maybe I should have gone with the Mystic Shot and the Quicksand and developed my Aspiring Chronomancer. I think that would have been ultimately better. I had enough blockers. I definitely had enough blockers. Yeah, I think I didn't execute that turn right. GG. He navigated that really well. Like, he knew that Spirit Fire was a possibility, and he showed respect to it. He approached it well. I could have played it better, but it's hard. It's a hard match because I need more experience with this deck against that deck, you know. But I should have thought it through a little bit better. All right, next one. All right, some Overwhelm. This is actually a matchup that I'm pretty confident in because they have a very linear game plan, right? So it's not they don't go super crazy, and by us playing on curve, we can actually sorry, I'm like thinking while I'm talking, and I can't. Basically it's a very predictable sort of curve, and this is actually one of the preferred matchups for us. We're gonna keep the Aspiring Chronomancer. We're gonna drop the Shady character for now. Spirit Fire, we're gonna drop as well, and we're gonna drop it. Yeah, we're just gonna keep the Aspiring Chronomancer. Okay, we got the counterfeit copies and KHAHIRI. I repeat, we have the counterfeit copies and KHAHIRI, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. Nice. Mystic Shot seems alright, but I'm gonna skip actually.
We can always rely on you to keep us safe.
Because it's not like Mystic Shot, it hits that, but besides that, it doesn't really hit. Like his other units are a bit too big for it, so I'd rather find something like Quicksand.
Patience.
Very nice, and I do want the Quicksand.
I don't want to meet whatever woke you up. Don't touch it.
Block here, we're gonna take the hit. We're not concerned about Sejuani's level up. This deck is incredibly slow at that. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna keep the Thermogenic Beam open because we may see Reggaeton. Yeah.
You cannot hide forever, Nasus.
Beautiful. And now that we've had a couple of buffs, now we're able to go for our KHAHIRI, and we got the Shady character. And like I said, they lack interaction for these combos.
Stories were true.
Actually, it's not the turn yet. Oh, let's pass. Let's see.
I'm through waiting.
Listen to me. What?
I miscountered.
I've seen the future, and I know my path.
The weapon and I are one. Tread carefully. They walked around.
It's good that we. Ooh, okay, that's good. Because we're a bit wide open here, but now we have the ability to Shady character and KHAHIRI. We have the Quicksand to deny Overwhelm. If he wants to try to get that like on this, then I'm okay with this. I can survive.
I was so careful not to create a paradox, but we never considered who joined timelines.
I have arrived.
Bam.
Even the void couldn't stop me.
The trap is set.
I don't really end up looking like
We need to go wide.
Hey, I bought a hair side for this jacket.
Let's go wide. We're very low, but as long as we keep this quicksand, we will be able to defeat a. I'm gonna pass. If it's not their attack turn, then I'm not vulnerable, right? So what we can do now is we can play KHAHIRI first
I was so careful not to
to create another copy of him in the deck, and then we go for the predict. Keep this in mind. Oh, baby, a triple! Baby, a triple! Now we're talking.
No more wasting time.
Enough wasting time.
Out of my way.
If you can't block that one or freeze it, that's lethal. If not, I just wipe your board. I'm too thick. It's not even big enough. Okay, there it is. I'm not gonna get greedy. Something weird could happen. We need that quicksand in our hand to make sure that a surprise Overwhelm unit doesn't take this game. Let's Preservarium to draw into more thick boys. And let's be careful with this, because this can grant something vulnerable. We don't need to play more KHAHIRIs. We really don't. That's dangerous. I may shoot at that down. Regardless,
I was so careful not to create a paradox.
we're just gonna keep going wide.
See that conjoined.
Yeah. Yeah, that's oof, ouch. Your
weapon and I are one.
Close game. Barely killed him. That's what I want to do with the deck. Let's go for another one. Alright, easy Draven. This matchup is definitely winnable. We have the predict, we have the KHAHIRI. I'm gonna drop these two. Yeah. Even though we could potentially draw more KHAHIRIs, there's always a risk of that. I do want to find the copies. Very nice. And we're always going to prioritize the predict. I wanted to lead off with this to enable KHAHIRI the student, as I want to hold on to you. Because the moment we draw into counterfeit copies, we're good. Okay, and iterative improvement is also nice. But we definitely do want to play KHAHIRI here.
We can't finish if we never begin.
It's not great turning into some dredger, but it's something that I'll do. Just need to buy time. I need to buy time and I need to prevent damage so that Captain Farron doesn't finish me off. Okay.
We can always rely on you to keep us safe.
Now, something you gotta keep in mind is when you have iterative improvement, don't lose track of your predict units. This is something that can actually very easily cost you a game.
Display of skill.
Like here. Like, make sure you remember, because you need this predict for KHAHIRI.
Sounds dangerous. I'm in. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Firing.
Nice. And now we do this. Don't find it, but we keep taking.
Want to eat whatever woke you up.
we keep taking the scouts. The predicts. That's fine. You are at 3, okay. That means another thermogenic beam could knock out my KHAHIRI.
I'll check for their side.
I'm gonna take the landmark, that way I can get. Alright. We haven't taken that much damage. And if my opponent tries to go wide with like house spiders, I can just spear fire him.
Watch and learn.
Dude.
Sure.
Alright.
One shot, all skill. Sounds dangerous. I'm in. Firing. They don't know what they're up against.
I don't know why he went for that. But now I get to wipe out his board. Alright. And we need to predict, man. Okay, if we can't have predict, then I'll just play KHAHIRI.
I thought I was ready. I didn't know what was waiting.
I have the ability to counter a thermogenic beam. And I can shade a character as well. So he has a Ravenous Flock.
Your weapon and I are one.
Oh, or that. Okay. Bro.
Striking looks and stunning wit. Follow my lead.
All right. Hopefully we find something that we can play. Right now we're getting some awkward draws here. It's this deck is gonna happen with this deck. Okay, thank the Lord. All right. Okay. I'll take the Preservarium.
We can always rely on you to keep us safe.
I'm gonna pass. Again, just buying time. Just doing what I can. No Captain Farron. That's all I asked for. Captain Farron would have been spooky. Yes! There's your boy.
It's not safe.
Flesh was weak, but
I'm back. It's so good to see you again.
My dear friend, you weren't gone long, but I worried every second.
I'm gonna keep this iterative improvement for the aspiring Chronomancer. Okay, so he must have another Scorched Earth, okay. But we're outvaluing him this way. Yes, yes.
I was so careful not to create a paradox, but we never considered conjoined timelines.
Very nice!
We can always rely on you to keep us safe.
He must have Nox and Guillotine. Get an elusive unit. I would assume he has Nox and Guillotine. Otherwise... let's blast you. Alright.
No more wasting time.
Force him to block with sneaky Zeebles there. Or not. Okay. Wow. Alright. Alright. Living on the limit. Yeah, I really like this matchup actually. I think Easy Draven is a very good matchup because I haven't lost to it yet. Because I just tend to drown them in value in the late game with these KHAHIRI. Look at these thick boys, man! It's all about, like, this deck is very matchup dependent though, without a doubt. Okay, no. 9.
Don't touch it.
I'm gonna block with the one that's not damaged in case he has a Scorched Earth. I wanna get the sneaky Zeebles the fuck out of here!
I'm back. It's so good to see you again.
My dear friend.
What I really like about KHAHIRI and Shady Character is that in the late game, I can play both at 10 mana, right? That's a very big deal.
The sisters aren't the only twins anymore. Technically, we're the same person. Forget it.
Alright.
I've learned what I can to help Acacia.
Who are you? Who the fuck are you? Bam! Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. All right, give me your units. Feed me your units. Only Nox and Guillotine gets him out of this mess. Alright, so as long as we don't lose to a ballistic bot, you know. I've seen crazier shit. I mean, I'm still at 9 health, but who knows?
Everything's easier behind a mask.
Actually, we're very vulnerable to Ezreal there. An Ezreal top deck could have been very dangerous.
I don't really end up looking like you, do I?
Hey, I fought a Zer's side for this jacket.
Let's get him. The weapon and I are one! Booyah! Easy Draven down, I repeat, easy Draven down, baby! That's how you do it. Rico Rex. Not playing Overwhelm. Nani? We're gonna drop the Redenation, and I want to keep the Spirit Fire, and the Thermogenic Beam, and the Ancient Preparations. Beautiful. We pick up KHAHIRI. And we got double counterfeit copies. Now the only thing we need is another predict effect. We're not going to go for counterfeit copies until we have said predict effect, because the odds of us drawing to another KHAHIRI are significantly... Well, I'm just going to talk. I should just stop talking.
I was born in battle and raised by
I should not talk ever again.
Nothing can stop me.
Where's my axe?
Spirit Fire. And we get rid of those too.
I failed.
I will find a future for Acacia.
He's got to hold on until we can actually... Nice.
I must be off.
All right.
My only chance. I don't want to eat whatever woke you up.
Who gets tossed?
We can always rely on you to keep us safe.
Ah. No! Oh, we were so thick. We were so thick, but this is like, they're too beefy, you know?
It's Draven time.
His deck is too beefy, if that makes any sense. I could play you. If I play you, that's too... It's too much. Especially because he's going to be able to Yone on here. Man, that Tri-Beam Improbulator really, really wrecked me. Yeah, this kind of deck is pretty brutal. I cry every time. GG. GG, Ricorex. Alright, facing my own creation. Let's see if I can beat my creation with my new creation. Creationception! We're gonna keep counterfeit copies in KHAHIRI. We want to make use of the slow pace of this deck to try to build up our KHAHIRIs. I mean, that's what we do every game, right? But depending on what you face, like if you're facing aggro, you want to be a bit more aggressive with your mulligans towards Spirit Fire, amongst other things.
That's an egg. Did it move? No.
Perfect. Counterfeit copies. Chronomancer. Oh! That's what I'm talking about. I actually don't mind progress today, believe it or not.
I don't want to eat whatever woke you up.
In this matchup, because of the slow nature of it, I don't mind this at all.
I fight with my spirit, not my fists.
I'm gonna pass here, though. What's neat is that all these blockers are irrelevant for KHAHIRI.
The spirit gives to those who listen.
You're making that worried face that you make. I am worried about portals, power
fix the void.
I could go for the iterative improvement. I was thinking about progress day, but okay. If he would have played Kindred there, I would have set up something different. I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna make use of the lack of action going on here, and I'm gonna draw. He could have a vengeance, but what if he doesn't?
I'm back. It's so good to see you again.
This KHAHIRI play prevents him from.
Worried every second.
This prevents him from.
You must know me, little one. You must. You see me? Yes.
Okay. Now his odds of drawing a vengeance that he very clearly doesn't have are lower. So I want to keep developing my KHAHIRIs.
They cannot hide.
Another me? The sisters did warn us.
He could go for a ruination. We don't really mind because we still have a lot of fuel. Things to like cards like Progress Day are for matchups like these, like Shadow Owl's Beast Control matchups. I'm gonna go for Thermo Beam. I think we're gonna get an Opify out of him here. Yeah. I know my deck. It's an anti-meta deck, not really meant for the scenario.
What's that, Lamb?
Something soon forgotten, dear wolf.
That's such a heavy burn.
My reputation precedes us.
And now I play a shady character. He goes for a vengeance and we counter it. Actually, the fact that this game getting Nopified now, I just realized this being a 3 mana is a problem. Because you get vengeance and Nopify. Uh-oh. I mean, there's one more Nopify in the deck. The deck has 2 Nopifies, but he's been pretty, like, the fact that he's not doing much leads me to believe that he has these Nopifies. Oh. Oh, we could try to get that deny out of him. For 4 mana, besides deny, there's nothing else. So he's clearly doing that to, if he manages to counter it, that's fine. Oh. Okay.
His heart beats fast now.
It knows.
Okay, well that means we gotta attack with everything.
No more wasting time.
You? Yes, you do.
Yeah. Like, this may be marked, but you can't ignore them. We lose the other one, but at least we keep a healthier one on the board, and now we play you. There's more thick boys.
We each died, then found home.
Another me? The sisters did warn us.
I have a Mystic Shot in case he wants to go for like a Glimpse Beyond or something. It's pretty funny.
The tech's out of this world.
Oh, he must have a Black Spear. He has a Black Spear, that's why he's doing this. Alright, it's very valuable information. Could have a Ruination. We know there's a Black Spear. There could be a Ruination. There's no combination that will stop this, though. So we just have to Spirit Fire for the win.
The weapon and I are one.
It's over. I know my deck. There's no answer. Yep. GG. Clean. Knowing the deck you're facing 100%, that definitely helps.